I had a very saddening experience. I went outside. Yes, I was drinking water. And I broke my cup, but it doesn't leak. Yes. But now it looks like I'm going to have to tape it, and get some duct tape. This has been such a good cup. Hmm. But when you have one of those experiences where you think, oh my gosh, I don't have a dollar to replace it. I don't have the $5.50 to get to Jefferson County. Yes. Then you realize, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I downloaded the 2017 Prosecutor's Guide to Domestic Violence Laws. Now, you'd think that would be worth something. Yeah. But you're so sure, yeah, that you're going to have to prosecute me. Now, I thought we'd have a look at it together. This whole concept of issuing protection orders where there is no notice or opportunity to be heard, you say it doesn't violate domestic violence protection laws. Without the petitioner's signature, because you, the court, thought in your discretion that I was a danger to my sons and my wife. The idea of jurisdiction. You don't have to give me notice and opportunity to be heard as long as I have knowledge of it. You can serve me on Guam. Then finally, our gratitude and thanks to following organizations: the Washington State Gender and Justice Commission. Why don't we find out who they are? The Coalition Ending Gender-Based Violence. Yes, it's not violent to repeatedly arrest me for crimes where you have the evidence I didn't commit the crimes and then put me in jail numerous times without any jurisdiction or law. King County Domestic Violence and Child Maltreatment Response Team. Yeah, why don't we call them? Now, I have documented in the last week that my sons are in the wrong grade. Yes. But for some reason, they don't think it's child maltreatment in King County. Now you're getting sued. Every fucking one of you. Washington State Coalition Against Domestic Violence. Yeah. Well, let's look at it. Is it maltreatment of children to have them in the wrong grade? Yes. Because you as law enforcement just cannot conceive of the idea of making such a huge blunder. Now, Chapter 1, Understanding Domestic Violence. Yes. Chapter 9, Evidentiary Issues. Maybe we should skip forward all the way to page 94. Let's go ahead. When I get back to the emergency bed, because I'm going to be evicted if I don't get rental assistance on the 7th. Yes. I'm going to spend a considerable amount of time just cutting through this thing so fucking deep you have no idea. Prosecutors in DV cases must become well versed in the evidentiary rules, including the use of medical testimony. Yeah. Forensic testimony. I'd like to know if my wife's signature was a forgery on the protection order. Oops. There is no signature. Use of non-victim witnesses. I'd like to know who was in Sequim, Washington on December 31st that did see me there when I was in Port Angeles that day. And then the non-victim witnesses in Brendan, Washington that were there that did see me commit the crime when I wasn't in Brendan, Washington that day. And then the third party that my wife works with, Brett Roberts, that would interpret any of my emails as being lewd or lascivious. Now, exceptions to the hearsay rule. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah. And laying the foundation for the introduction of a host of documents. Now, we could look at Exhibit A, Jack. Okay. Do you see a signature right there? No, he doesn't. There is no signature. I don't know if the petitioner knows about this. I don't know if somebody's been making up all this shit about me for the last 2.5 years. Because there's no possible way that I could know if the petitioner knows of it. She wasn't there on the day of the court hearing. Now, prosecutors should also put a high priority into the briefing and admissibility of prior acts of domestic violence. I actually have no criminal record. My record was expunged on July 12th of 2012. But Clallam County doesn't accept that. All I have is arrest for the allegation in May where I was found not guilty. Yes. When I was not attempting to contact the petitioner, I was contacting the Domestic Violence Advocacy Charity of Clallam County, informing them that I was on diversion and I was on probation. Now, prosecutor, high priority child, to bring prior acts of DV before the court when charging. Yes. Now, I noticed that Mr. Cowgill had mentioned a traffic ticket I had received in 1991. As if that was indicative of child abuse and domestic violence. Now, if you look through my actual criminal record, the convictions of the crime conviction,